Hey guys, welcome to Not So Nerdy channel. We are currently on our 16th question, which is permutation in string. So given two strings S1 and S2, return true if S2 contains a permutation of S1 or false otherwise. So first let's understand what permutation is. In maths we said that it's about the number of orders you can have. So here we have string AB, so your two permutations can be AB or BA. If you have ABC, your permutations can be ACB, BAC, BCA, CAB, CBA. So 6 permutations. Okay, so we can see that there is something common in it. Let's read the question ahead. So in other words, you have to return true if one of the S1's permutation is the substring of S2. You have been given S1 as AB, S2 as something, and it's returning true because you have BA here. It's a substring of S2. Next, you have S1 as AB. Your S2 is this. It's returning false because there is neither AB nor BA in your S2 string. There is B, there is A, but there is an O in between. So it's returning false. So how are we going to solve this question? You can see that there is something very common, like in permutations, right? You have your length as same length. You have same letters just jumbled around, and honestly if you remember your anagram questions, it's similar to that, right? And it should be consecutive, so we have to take care of this. Same length, same letters and their frequencies, amount of times they are occurring. So here you have A as 1 and B as 1, and here also you have A as 1 and B as 1. Okay, so how will we approach this question? You have AB, you have E, I, D, B, A, O, O, O. Okay, so initially you store, okay, you have A as 1, B as 1. Now let's try to start with E. So you see, okay, your E's value is 1. Then you move your right pointer to the next one. You see that, okay, now you got another letter I whose frequency is 1. Then again you move your right pointer. Till now each time you compare and it's not valid. Then you move your right pointer to the next one. But your length has been increased. The length is allowed is only of 2, but here your length is of 3. That is why you'll have to remove one element. So you remove E, you delete E, you add D. Okay. Then again you check that whether they are same. It's not. So you move your right to the next one, which is B. It's again 1. But now the length has increased to 3 letters, which is not allowed. So again, you move your left pointer, you remove I. Then again, you check whether DB is same as AB. It's not. So you move your right pointer to the next one. You come to A. You store A. But again, your number of letters is 3, which is not valid. So you shift your left pointer to the next one and your D is been deleted, and finally you get that BA and AB are same. So you can see that each time we are moving the left pointer and the right pointer according to the needs, right? So here how are we storing the so here how are we storing the letters? Like, just think about it for a moment. We will be using hash map to store the frequencies, right? Like, we use hash map to store the frequencies. So let's try doing that. Let's try solving the question. I hope you got the basic idea of how and this is working. So you have, initially you have the hash map of string 1, so s1 map, sorry. Then you have string 2 map, because you need to store the frequencies of each letter. Then you store the frequencies of string 1. So for char in s1 map, for char in s1, you will simply s1 map, you'll simply add it. So how will you do it? 1 plus s1 map dot get char comma 0. I hope you remember this syntax to check and store the values. Okay. Now you are using 2 pointers, like I said. So left and a right to compare. You're moving your right and you are checking each time whether the window length has been increased to, it has been greater than S1 or not, and whether the elements are same or not. So how are you going to move? So while your right is less than the you're going to move till the last till the whole length, right? So while right is less than length of S2, you will first store. So you'll first store the frequency. So S2 map S2 right. So here you are accessing the element. Okay, suppose you have E I D B A O. So initially your right is at E. So you are checking that your right value is 0. So S2 0 will be E. So your mapping will be of the element E. So that is why you will store it in the map as S2 map dot get S2 right comma 0. Okay. Now, so first you will see that we'll see that if the length has been increased. So okay, let's see something else. Let's check whether the S1 string is S1 map is equal to S2 map. So if S1 map is equal to S2 map, it will return true. Otherwise, it will change your right side to the next index, right? As we saw in our example. So it's simply checking whether both the maps are equal. If not, we will shift our right to the next one. And okay. But after reaching I, we reach at D. And here the length of the window is more than the length allowed. Like you can only have 2, but it's 3. So how did we, if you have solved previous questions with me, you'll remember that the window length is right minus left plus 1. So if that is greater than length of S1, you will delete your left element. So here you'll have to delete your E. So how will you do that? You'll first you'll decrease the value. Okay, so you will S2 map S2 left minus equal to 1. So you're decreasing the frequency of E from your map, and if S2 map S2 left is S2 left is equal to 0, you are deleting your S2 map, S2 left. Okay. And then after deleting this, you move your left pointer to the next one. So what do? You change your left pointer to, you increment it by 1. Okay. And if none of this is valid, we will simply return a false because there won't be any permutation. So I hope you got this solution. Let's try to run it. Okay. So here, what exactly happened here? We checked, we have A, B, and we have another string E, I, D, B, A, O, O, O. So we checked whether the first we stored AB in the hash map S1 map. Then we used 2 pointers, left and right. We kept left at E, we shifted right to the next one. Then again we compared whether EI is like, if both the hash maps are same. If not, we will again shift our right to the next one. So we move it to D, but here our value is now, like, our length is now of 3, which is greater than your length in the original S1 string. So obviously there it's not a permutation. So you'll have to delete your this left element, and you will shift your left to the next one to I. Now your next hash map will contain I and D, and you'll see if S1 is equal to S2, S1 map is equal to S2 map. It's not. So you'll shift your right to the next one, and then you'll come at B. So this is how it's working. I'll submit it. Okay. So I hope you are able to understand this solution, and feel free to ping me. Thank you.